This week, something really cool has happened in indie music in terms of visibility, leverage, and legacy, and I'm talking about India's first ever female pop group, Viva. So, what has changed? We have now gone from listening to Viva's music on YouTube, this is mostly uploads by fans, to now having the entire catalog across all streaming platforms. So, in 2002, Channel V ran a nationwide long search over 45 days across 6 cities to look for 5 women who would make India's first ever pop girl group. After an intensive audition process, Mahua Kamath, Neha Basin, Seema Ramchandani, Anushka Manchanda, and Pratichi Mohapatra were selected, and that's how Viva was born. All of a sudden, they went from being just regular college students to being coined as India's Spice Girls. And their debut album dropped in 2002. Humne Geet Sunaye, Jaho Pyar Ka Mausam, Jago Zara. These are the songs that they came up with, which were insanely catchy. Songs like Kali Mein Diya Salaya and Jago Zara were not just pop anthems, but they also spoke about women empowerment, the expectations of the patriarchy that's placed on women, bigotry, and so much more. But anyway, this wasn't being spoken in the Indian mainstream music scene. In the middle of all of this, from 5 women, they ended up becoming 4 because Seema Ramchandani exited the band. Apparently, they entered the Limca Book of Records also because they were the first Indian band to have over 50,000 people at their debut concert. They had Viva Reloaded in 2003, which was their second album. However rosy this all seemed, the women were made to be feel inadequate, they were body shamed, they were starved, and they were also paid 5,000 rupees for every kilo that they lost. The same women who were singing feminist anthems, who basically invigorated a whole generation and brought about an entire cultural movement, were being told that they were not enough. So by 2004, the band had very quietly dissolved. There was no farewell press release, no farewell concert, nothing that they had disbanded or anything like that. But it was pretty obvious that they were not making music anymore. And for 20 years after that, we as fans were heavily reliant just on random YouTube uploads on whatever the internet provided us with. As individuals, they never stopped. Neha Bhasin went on to make a name for herself in Bollywood. She sung songs like Dhunki, Jug Ghumeya, among many others. Anushka Manchanda reinvented herself as Kisnuka, making indie electronic music all on her own terms. In 2020, they resung Jago Zara, which was uploaded on Kisnuka's Instagram handle. The master rights on early 2000 label deals typically stayed with the labels and not the artists, so we don't know if they're really monetizing from this move and to what extent. But what this means is even a 17-year-old today can stumble upon their music because of listener feeds, editorial playlists, recommendations. This visibility translates into cultural relevance, and that's exactly what matters for artists. Viva built something that lasted 20 years without being accessible. Imagine how things could change for them now that it is. Anyway, go stream Viva. Tell me what's your favorite song in the comment section.